Unfortunately, Esther, my ST170 powered Mk1 Escort, is dead. Now we've got major vibration. I've been given this suit to wear, so I look very professional, although I'm clearly not. Manifold's cracked again. I wonder if there's anyone around here with a TIG welder. Sorry.
He's ignoring you.
Hello and welcome to this video. I'm Marcus Hayes, and today you join me and my beautiful girlfriend Kat from our beautiful hotel room here at the Knockninny Country House and Marina Hotel, where we've been staying on our Northern Ireland trip. Today is day 4 of our trip, and yesterday we went out and did a bit of sightseeing, which I didn't bother filming. Now today we was planning to go on a boat ride on the lock, which you can see out of our hotel window. But today, unfortunately, we might actually be doing some work on Esther, my ST170 powered Mk1 Escort, because she's dead. Alright, so I've mentioned during this trip that Esther's clutch release bearing has been really noisy, and yeah, I kind of expected that it was going to fail, but because it's brand new, essentially, before this trip, I was hoping that it would last at least until I get back to England, and then I could buy a genuine Mazda one to replace it. But yeah, it seems like the clutch release bearing has completely failed, unless of course the clutch has failed, which I really hope hasn't happened, because that's brand new as well, and it can apparently take way more torque than Esther is pushing out. All right, so I'll just pull away gently, and I'm pretty sure you'll be able to hear the racket that the clutch is making, even over the sound of Esther's engine. Yeah, it's all right, like once you've got the clutch foot all the way up, but at the biting point, yeah, it's carnage. So yeah, as you can see, once my clutch foot is up, it's absolutely fine. It's just literally at the biting point. So I do think the issue is the clutch release bearing, although it might be the clutch, because the noises it's making definitely sounds a bit clutchy. Oh look, there's Maria, Porrig's wife. Now I was going to try and get it to the boat, and then worst comes to worst, if when I get into England I'm having any more issues, then I can ring up my insurance company. I've got free recovery with my insurance company. But when I woke up this morning, I had a message from my friend Porrig, who was saying that I really should consider trying to repair it, because his friend Hugo, who is one of the organisers of the Summit Show and Run, is a good friend of Porrig's. He's got a lift and loads of tools, and yeah, Porrig's already arranged with him for me to be able to use Hugo's lift. I've also been in touch with Barry, who is the guy that saved me on the Summit Run when I had a breakdown. He's also my co-driver from last year's Summit Run, when we took his uncle's Mk1 Escort rally car over the mountains. But yeah, Barry's already gone ahead and ordered me a Mazda RX-8 clutch release bearing from a local parts supplier. So yeah, literally, without me lifting a finger, everyone around here is just pulling together and, you know, arranging for me to be able to potentially fix this car, which I really, really appreciate. Right now we're heading to Porrig's place, and I think he's then going to take us to Hugo's place. So yeah, it looks like we're going to be pulling Esther apart today here in Northern Ireland. Oh. See, that's what it does sometimes. Even though you've got your clutch all the way down, the clutch engages and the car wants to move forward, as if you haven't got a clutch, and that's what makes me think it might be the clutch itself rather than the release bearing. I mean, like now, it's, you know, the clutch is basically stuck on. Now we've got major vibrations, just like we did when the old clutch had a piece missing. Now I need to turn it off, put it in gear, and then just hope There's no traffic coming over this hill. Yeah, it sort of worked again then. Alright, so we've got Esther on the lift here at Hugo's place. And yeah, you've seen me do this job so many times. And of course, you've seen me do it recently. So yeah, just got to tear the whole thing apart. Eventually get to the point where I can remove the radiator. Then we're going to hoist the engine up. And then I can drop the cross member and the anti-roll bar and that sort of stuff. Undo the bell housing bolts, pull the engine forward. And then we should be able to see exactly what's going on inside Esther's bell housing. I've been given this suit to wear, so I look very professional, although I'm clearly not. Let's crack on with it.
See the effectors on it there?
Yeah, it's carbon fibre, that's how it is. It's like a cloth.
I seen me there from that effect on the front bumper one and two, but it's against the wall. The lanes on it, scratches.
That's what they make Formula 1 cars out of.
Not there?
Yeah.
Lightweight.
Yeah, very light. Manifold out. This is Hugo, by the way. Oh dear, manifold's cracked again. I wonder if there's anyone around here with a TIG welder. Corey.
He's ignoring you.
But Sean Maguire's come to help as well. Everyone's getting on it. And they all know what they're doing more than I do. Definitely not making a noise.
That was, you know. You pull the clutch out.
That's another clutch killed. I mean, this whole plate is like dished and bent. And I definitely had it in the right way. I mean, what I think is the right way. The flat side was on the flywheel. But yeah, one spring has come out of here. These are all rattly. But yeah, as I say, the whole thing is just bent. Like. And this is supposed to be a paddle clutch that can handle over 200 foot-pounds. And Esther's got about 170, I think it is, foot-pounds. I was hoping that this clutch would be strong enough for when I fit the new cylinder head, but yeah, literally killed it in, well, what, a few hundred miles. Although it was probably the 100 miles over the mountains that done it. Oh. So yeah, clutch release bearing's fine. But the paddle clutch is killed. I'm in the right place to get a Pinto paddle clutch. Yeah. Alright, so we've jumped in Porrig's motor and he's very kindly going to give me a lift to grab some parts. We're going to see a company that does motorsport stuff to pick up a new clutch. And I'm probably going to be trying an even more heavy duty clutch than I tried last time. So hopefully it'll be able to handle the abuse. And even though the clutch release bearing looks okay, we're probably going to go and pick up a new one of them as well. They don't cost a lot and yeah, may as well change it while it's all in bits. Oh, and Porrig has found someone who will hopefully be able to TIG weld Esther's exhaust manifold today as well. We have arrived at Montgomery Motorsport in Clocker Valley in Northern Ireland. Check this place out. Alright, so luckily for me, the guys here at Montgomery Motorsport had a super heavy duty Pinto clutch plate in stock. It's made by Helix, and as you can see, it's a 4-paddle unsprung paddle clutch. So yeah, way overkill for my application, but then again, so was this one. But yeah, I'm pretty sure this should solve all my problems, because the problems I have are with the springs in the clutch, and this one doesn't have any. But yeah, massive thanks. Really glad that you had it on the shelf, because I don't really have time to wait days for one to arrive. So
glad to be of assistance.
Yeah, I think this will be sweet. If you're anywhere in this area and you need any motorsport parts, definitely get in touch with these guys. I'll leave all their social media links and that stuff in the description. But yeah, other than that, we're going to get out your way. Thanks.
Lovely.
Well, what a bunch of legends they were at Montgomery Motorsport. Done me a sick deal on the clutch plate, and they even gave us all a woolly hat, and I got a bunch of stickers from as well. So yeah, as I say, I'll leave their links in the description for any of you guys that are in this area. If you need any motorsport parts, they've got loads of stuff on the shelf ready to go. Alright, we're back at Hugo's workshop, and this is what I'm going to be trying to use as a clutch alignment tool. It looks like it might work. These are sort of fittings for an airline. Yeah, this bit here fits perfectly in the clutch plate, and then this bit is slightly too small to fit inside the pilot bearing. I'm going to try and do it without enlarging this by tape, because I don't want to get tape stuck inside the pilot bearing. But yeah, this is definitely going to be better than not using a tool at all. So yeah, let's crack on with this job. Fingers crossed, Esther will be back out in action this evening. Alright, so we proper struggled to get the engine and gearbox together, and now we've got the engine pumped up. We can clearly see that the clutch wasn't nowhere near aligned, so yeah, the alignment tool, or the makeshift alignment tool that I was trying to use, didn't work. But hopefully, now we've got the engine up higher, we'll be able to line up the clutch by eye. Alright, so a while has passed and Porrig and Kat have gone to get the pizzas. The engine is now in the hole. Hugo aligned the clutch by eye because it wasn't aligned at all with my makeshift tool. Then yeah, once... and then yeah, the engine and gearbox went together, no problem then. But because we did bring the engine all the way up, I sort of moved all the wiring and the clutch line out of the way, and then forgot to put it back where it needs to go, so it was a bit of a nightmare feeding everything back through there. Also, the slave cylinders emptied the clutch reservoir of fluid. Don't worry about cleaning it, Hugo, it's alright. So yeah, it's not going as easy as we would have liked, but yeah, these lot are killing it. I would have been stuck doing this on my own. In other news, Porrig has brought the exhaust manifold back that has been welded up by one of his friends. So yeah, that's ready to go back on when the time comes. It's definitely getting late. Another thing that's far from ideal is this coolant sensor is broken, because those two wires in there need to line up with those pins. But I'm pretty sure I'll be able to get one of these off the shelf somewhere tomorrow. It's just a GM sensor, if I remember rightly. So yeah, it won't run without that, or it won't run properly anyway. But yeah, that's irrelevant until we get the rest of the car back together. So because I've used this uncommon .5 silicone fluid, Hugo's having to nick some of the fluid from the front and rear brake reservoirs to bleed the clutch, but it looks like it'll work. And then when we're bleeding it, we'll just have to reuse whatever comes out of the other end. Yeah. There you go. Check this out. Hugo's a man of many talents, including an auto electrician. He might have actually saved the broken coolant temperature sensor. I think we're there, apart from putting coolant in the rad. Moment of truth. Fire in the hole. Alright, so as you would have just seen, when we fired Esther up, she wasn't running properly. I've double and treble checked all the connections, and yeah, it definitely seems like some sort of electrical issue. Now, I'm hoping that it's something to do with that coolant temperature sensor that Hugo tried to repair, because if it's not that, then I'm worried that somehow we might have damaged the loom or something. Anyway, I think it was Hugo's son, was it? Yeah, very, very kindly lent us his BMW to get us back to the hotel. So we're going to go back to Hugo's workshop tomorrow and hopefully sort out whatever's going on. I've got my tuning laptop at the hotel, so I'll take that with me tomorrow, and I'm going to try and get a brand new one of those coolant temperature sensors. It's just a generic GM sensor, so I should be able to get one from a parts supplier. But yeah, I'm overwhelmed by the help that I got today by all the guys. Yeah, I would have been absolutely screwed without everyone's help today. So we're going to get back to the hotel. I'm desperately in need of a shower, and I'm going to pick this video back up tomorrow. So I'll see you in a sec. Hello, into the next day, and we're back here at Hugo's workshop with Esther, and I think I've had a bit of a breakthrough. So with the ME221 ECU hooked up to my laptop and with the ignition on, it's now connected to the Mighty software, which stands for Motorsport Electronics Integrated Tuning Environment. And if we go to sensor calibrations up here, and we look at this box here, we can see that the ECU thinks that the coolant temperature is -9 degrees. And that's basically the coldest place on the chart, if you like. So what that means is that the ECU is going to compensate for how cold it thinks the water is, and it's basically going to be dumping loads of extra fuel into the engine, and I reckon that is what my issue is. I've already spoken to the guys at Motorsport Electronics, who are always really helpful, and they gave me a part number for a sensor because we forgot to take the old sensor back to the hotel with us last night, and they've confirmed that that would be chucking a load of extra fuel in. But yeah, we came to the workshop here just now, and I've ordered another sensor exactly the same as the one that came out, using the number that's on the old sensor, and we've got another one coming to a local parts place this afternoon, and I'm 99% sure that once we bung that new sensor in, Esther will fire into life. So it's been a few hours since the last clip, and we've just picked up what is hopefully going to be the correct coolant temperature sensor for Esther. We actually just picked this up from the same spares place that we picked up the release bearing for Esther yesterday. So we're on our way back to Hugo's workshop now, keeping our fingers crossed. So I'll catch up with you when I get there. New sensor is in. Moment of truth. Right, we've cleaned the plugs, hooked up another battery to the jump leads. Let's try now. Coolant temperature sensors showing 23 degrees now, which is correct, 24. Coolant sensor was the issue. Oh, happy days. Let's try and clear out any excess fuel that might be in the cylinders. Thanks for your help again today. Yeah. She's alive. Suppose we should test the clutch. I thought I should test the clutch, seeing as that was what we actually changed. Yeah, we'll just let it run with the cap off for a bit. Hopefully that'll bleed out any air. But yeah, all looks good so far. I'm thinking about moving the coolant sensor to this port here that I've currently got a bung in. I did actually try and do it a minute ago, but it's a different thread. What do you guys think about having the coolant sensor just after the stack? Will that matter? Because it will definitely be, you know, less issues with clearance because it will be away from the bulkhead. And I've actually seen kits online that put the coolant sensor in the top radiator hose, which is obviously well beyond the stat. So yeah, let me know in the comments if any of you guys think that is such a bad idea, just having the coolant sensor just after the stat. But yeah, gonna let her warm up. Need to put the plastic cover back on there, need to put a cable tie back on those wires down there. And the next clip should be me sending Esther on the country roads. Full send. And just like that, Esther is back on the road. And the clutch actually feels quite usable, even though it's now an unsprung clutch. So yeah, we'll see how long this one lasts. I've got to send a massive thanks out to the whole crowd of people that have helped me get Esther back on the road. Obviously, Porrig was dragging me around everywhere yesterday to get parts. We've got Hugo, his brother and his son, Sean Maguire, also Montgomery Motorsport, who done me a sick deal on this clutch plate. Yeah, I'm speechless. The amount of help that I've had, you know, people going out of their way to make sure I get this car back on the road. And we've still got, what, a day and a half before we've got to be on the boat, so still got a little bit of time to enjoy County Fermanagh and enjoy the car. Yeah, I'm well happy, man. I need to wait for Hugo to finish work and I'm gonna drop him some money later on or something. Yeah, wouldn't have been able to do this without him and his tools and his lift. Yeah, I am well happy. Well, we made our way to Porrig's place and he wasn't here, but he certainly is now. This thing's a beast, man. Listen to that Pinto ticking over. Oh man, I need to build a rally car. Maybe one day. It's so cool that Porrig's missus Maria's got a classic car to fly about in as well. Really clean Renault 5. Well, we're being spoiled at Porrig and Maria's place yet again.
Cheers, Maria.
It's barbecue time. All right, so after a lovely barbecue at Porrig and Maria's, we're now heading to meet up with Barry, who is the guy from the run who had the Toyota MR2, who saved us when we broke down. And we're actually going to be going to check out a super cool build that he's working on, which you'll be able to see in the next video. So for now, I'm going to end this video here. I want to send another massive thanks out to Porrig, Hugo, his brother and his son, also Sean Maguire, also Montgomery Motorsport, for helping me get Esther back on the road after we obliterated her clutch on the run the other day. But yeah, if you thought this video was any good, please do give it a thumbs up and a share. If you didn't, give it a thumbs down. Click subscribe if you're new to keep up to date with all my future uploads, and check the links in the description to my social media and my website. I'll also leave a link to my Patreon down there for anyone who wants to jump on that. Massive thanks to all my patrons for all your support. I really appreciate it. I'll leave my email address in the description for anyone who wants to contact me. But other than that, until next time, from me and my beautiful girlfriend Kat, thanks for watching.